Hello everyone. A little like a level 1-2 class here. My name is Louise. So we'll start in a seated position, crossing the legs in front of you, crossing the shins, moving the flesh away from the buttocks, lifting the spine so that you have your shoulders over your hips. For now, letting your hands turn upward on your thighs. Close the eyes, feel the position of your body. Exhale everything out. Inhaling. Expand your belly, expand your chest and your upper ribs. Exhale. Moving the belly in towards the spine. Inhale, expand the belly, the lungs, the upper chest. Exhale, move the belly towards the spine. If you can breathe through your nostril, close your mouth. Inhale, expand in all directions, down, out, and up. Exhale through the nostrils, moving the belly in towards the spine. Good. One more like that. Expand up and around your heart space. Exhale out. Good. Take your arms, stretch them up to the sky. Inhale. Turn to your right side so you bring your left hand across your right leg and the right hand behind you. Lift the torso and turn to the right side. One more. Good. Face the front. Take the arms up. Turn to the left. So you bring your left hand behind, right hand across the left leg down. Lengthen and rotate. Very nice. Face in the front, you're going to uncross your legs, cross the other leg in front. You're going to take your right hand out to the right, maybe bend the elbow down. So the elbow bends to the ground as you stretch your left arm over your head. Find a little bit of side stretch there. So you breathe into the left side of your body. Go a little bit, stretch it a little more to the right there. Good, and come up, take it over to your left. Stretch to the left. Maybe the elbow come all the way down, but keep moving that right arm over to the left so you get a little bit longer. A little bit longer, one more. Nice, and come upright. Let's come up onto the knees. If it bothers your knees, you could take your blanket. So it's good to have a blanket, blocks, I didn't mention that, but it's always good to have some blankets or blocks because we may need it for the class. So you can always pause the video and then get it and then come back. But yeah, if you need it, you put the blanket underneath your knees and hands underneath the shoulders, only if it hurts your knees, yeah? Otherwise, don't worry about that. As you inhale, curl the heart forward, lifting the chin. Exhale as you round, push the floor away. Cat pose, we call this. Inhale, get into cat. Chest plate moves forward. Exhale as you're rounding. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale. You can walk the hands forward for a little shoulder stretch. Melting the heart down. If not, put your forehead down, right? Otherwise, chin to the mat. You're trying to get your chest down, but you're also trying to move your hips back. hips goes a little backwards. Good. Let's come out of that one. You can remove the blanket if you used it to the side. Instead, I want you to find a plank pose. So you straighten your knees as you tuck your toes. You can rock a little back and forth, stimulating your arm muscles there. You're toning up the legs and your core and the arms. From here on, we'll go ahead and slowly, you can drop the knees if you need to. Otherwise, like a little push-up, bending the elbows and lower all the way onto your belly. Untuck your legs as you lengthen down. Walk your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders, and then we'll find a Cobra Pose. So you're moving the heart space forward so that you're not trying to round the back, but you're trying to arch your back. Instead of pushing, pull with the hands. Feel like you're pulling the hands back. And the chest coming forward, and the shoulders are not raised. You want to drop the shoulders away from the ears, so you kind of find some space around next. You can look around, see what's around you. Good. And you can lower back down with a windshield, widen the legs a bit. Let's do the Cobra one more time. So again, you got your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders, and you're pulling with the hands to drive the chest forward. Breathe in and out here. Good. From here on, we'll sit into Child's Pose. Bring the big toes together, knees a bit apart. So knees about shoulder width apart. And you're just kind of relaxing your torso onto your thighs and in between the thighs. Relax your forehead, your arms, your shoulders and neck. Let the breath move down into your lower back and sacrum and belly. Up and around the heart, behind the heart, in front of the heart, below the heart, and above the heart. Good. Let's try that once again to come into plank pose. Strong arms and legs. Shift forward, bend, lower all the way down low as use your knees. Untuck your feet. You can walk your hands a little forward. Inhale to Cobra. Moving in, just take it backward, right? So move the chest forward here. Good. And lower down. We'll take back into Child's Pose. Big toes together, knees hip width apart. Good. Come on up. This time we'll come up into Downward Dog. So walk the hands a little forward. With the toes tucked, lift your hips up. Bending and straighten your legs here. Bending and straighten your legs. You can move your hips side to side. And feel like you're moving the hips back. And again, if you feel a little tighter, just bend the knees and move the buttocks back. Move the hips back in space. Yes, stay with that one more. Good. Now, as you walk your feet a little closer together, go ahead and raise the right leg up behind you in a stretch. Bring the knee into the chest and step the foot between your hands. So if you can't get the foot there, use your hand and pull the foot forward. Then we'll set the left knee down. If it bothers your knee, put the blanket underneath your knee. You can always have your blocks on either side of the right leg. Then we're going to walk up onto the thigh. And from there on, you can take your arms to the sky, a little low lunge as we call it. Feel the hips are moving forward as you pull your right heel. Feel a sense of moving that right heel back and the hips forward. So 2 action here. Breathe in and out, shoulder blades into your back. Good. Once you take your hands down, you're going to straighten the right leg, flex the toes, dig into the heel like you're pulling the heel back. And again, you can do this with the blocks or without the blocks. Just kind of working the chest closer to the leg. Very good. Bending into your knee, plant the palms, straighten the left leg, and Downward Dog as you step it back. Feet closer together, lift the left leg up, stretch that left leg. Bring the knee to the chest, step all the way through. Again, if not, you can walk it forward with your left hand. Get your heel underneath your knee. You stay here, you can come up onto your thigh. If it bothers your knee, put the blanket underneath your knee. And then you can lift the arms up towards the sky here. Breathe in and out. Feel the pulling the left heel back as you move your hips forward simultaneously. So those 2 actions are going on as you lift up out of your belly. One more, give a little extra here. Very good. And then we'll straighten the left leg. Flex the toes. Dig the heel into the floor, pull the heel backwards as you stretch your heart forward and down. You can use your blocks if you want underneath your hands. A blanket underneath the knee if it bothers your knee. So being cautious here if you need to. Very good. Nice. Planting the foot and the hand, straighten the right leg out. Downward dog, step back. Adding on, the right leg goes back as you stretch. The right leg comes forward in between your hands again. Feel free to use your hand and move it forward. Check in, you got your knee over your ankle. Knee over ankle, so you got that foundation into a high lunge. You ground into your feet. Come up with your hands, can be on the hips to find out. You find a little bit of high lunge here. You can move a little back and forth to feel that strength in your legs. And then also you can take your arms to the sky, nice and high. And there we are, high lunge, breathing here. You're really grounding into the front heel, back toes. Good. We're gonna spin the left heel down, the back foot down. Check in with your feet. I want you to have your right heel lined up with your left inner arch. Right heel, left arch. Straighten the back leg, but bend the front leg. So the front right leg is bent, the back leg is straight. Your arms are straight up parallel to the floor. Your torso straight up out of your hips. So you don't want to go too much forward and you don't want to go too much back. Try to keep your shoulders over your hips and your knee alignment over the heel. Good. Take your right hand, turn it up. Reverse the warrior, lean your torso back towards the left leg as you're still bending the front knee. Good. Let's go ahead and windmill the hands down and step back to downward dog. Lifting the left leg back, inhale. Bring the left leg forward between your hands. Again, checking in, you got your knee over your ankle. Grounding into your feet. Coming up when you're ready into a high lunge. You can always start with your hands on your hips. And then you can raise the arms to the sky. Breathing in and out here. Stay with that, cutting that left hip back. Keep the hips nice and even. Good. Open up, spin your back heel down. Check in again. I want you again to line up your feet. So you got your left heel aligned up with your right inner arch. Knees nice and bent. Torso is lifted up over the hips. Arms elongated. Breathing in and out. Yes, turn the left hand up, reverse the warrior. Stay rooted in both feet until you're still bending the front knee. Very good. Bring your hands down to the mat as you step it back to downward dog. Breathe into down dog. You can always take child's pose anytime. Your hands are shoulder width apart, the feet about hip width. The feet are parallel, the hands are parallel. You're hugging the outer upper arms in a bit. Good. Pull the right knee to the chest, step the right foot forward. Come into a high lunge. Again, ground through the legs to come up. Cut that right hip a little back. Now take your arm so the right arm can sweep backwards. The left arm stays forward. So it's a rotate, like you had your hands against the wall and you're turning your upper body towards the side there, towards the right. The left leg stays nice and long as you're breathing. Good. Hands back up. We'll open up into warrior two. Heel arch alignment. Nice. This is where you may need a block. You're going to reach your right arm forward. See if you can take the block on the outside. Now, if you don't have a block and you can't bring your hand to the floor, instead put your forearm onto your thigh. Press that thigh a little bit outwardly towards the pinky side of the foot as you firm the buttocks in. Shoulders down your back. If you have your hand on the block, on the mat, it will look a little bit more like this. Good. All right. Come on up to reverse the warrior. And put your hands down to the mat. Downward dog as you stretch your back. Good. Draw the left knee into the chest, step it all the way forward. Again, come up to a high lunge as you ground down into your legs to come up. Pull that outer left hip a little back. Then the left arm goes back, the right arm goes forward as you turn the upper body and chest. Turn the upper ribs and chest. Towards the side wall, imagine you have your hands against the wall, you can turn a little bit more. Beautiful. Facing the front down, so open up for the warrior two. The back heel spins down. You got that heel arch alignment. Arms nice and wide. Chest open. You're gonna reach the left arm forward. Drop it to the outside. If you can put the hand on the block, do that. Right arm overhead, maybe hand on the floor. Otherwise, put the forearm onto the thigh. Keep the leg bent. You can reach the right arm overhead. So good. Nice, and come up to reverse the warrior, up and back. Good job. Hands to the mat, downward dog, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, relax in your child's pose here. Breathing in and out in your child's pose. Good. So all we're going to do is you're going to swing the feet a little to the right. And you're going to sit down slowly as you swing your legs forward. Good. You're going to pull that right leg out to the right. Draw the heel in towards the inner groins. You can also sit up on a blanket, put it underneath your booty. You can take a strap around the left foot. And you can reach the torso down over that left leg. Because now you're nice and warm, it's a little easier to stretch the body. You're going to hold on to the foot of the shin, you can do that too. It's okay if the right hip comes a bit up, you try and do. Relax your legs towards the ground, even though the hip comes up, the right hip. Nice, and slowly sit up to release that right leg out. Bring the left leg back, heel in, foot against the inner thigh. You can use the strap around the foot or just fold down towards the right leg. Again, the left hip comes up, which is normal. Try to relax the left knee down, the back of the right leg down onto the mat. Call it Janushirsasana, head to knee pose. Good, and again we'll come up to seated. Nicely done. Go ahead and bend your knees, lie onto your back. We're going to plant our feet, hands alongside your hips. Lift your hips up slowly into a bridge pose. And you can slide the shoulders under by leaning a little bit to your left side, the right shoulder under, lean a little to the right side, the left shoulder under. Continue doing that as you lift the outer hips. So you're going to really top of the shoulder area. Good. Lift the heels up, slowly lower down through the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back. Relax. One more time. Bridge number 2. Lift the hips up. You can also interlace your hands, wiggle the arms under, come a little bit more on top of the shoulders. Ground down into the arms and into your feet and lift the outer hips up. And you feel the glutes turning on a little bit, that's fine. One more here. Breathe inside your chest cavity. Good, release the arms as you lower back down. You can even lift the heels as you roll it back down. Good. Hug the right knee in, stretch the left leg forward. And switch side, hug the left leg in. It's called wind relieving pose. Just another way to kind of relax the back after the back bends. Good. We'll plant the feet. Lift the hips, scoot them an inch to the right, drop the knees on your left. Open up the right arm. You can turn your head to the right. And you can put a hand up onto your thigh. Good. We'll do the other side. You can move the hips a little to the left and drop the knees on your right and look to the left. Good. Come back in. You can hug the knees into the chest for a second here. And for the final pose, maybe you want to use a blanket behind the head, a pillow, or just relax your whole body. Roll the shoulder blades under, relax your arms, relax your legs, and let the feet roll outwardly to the side. As you find more stillness and quietness here. And you can stay as long as you like. Otherwise, you can plant the feet. Roll yourself to one side, to the right here. And then press with the hands to come up. And keep your eyes closed. You just sit for a moment. Honoring your practice, closing your practice. Grateful, grateful. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.